The pastor was saying my father's name during his funeral when my phone buzzed. I shouldn't have looked. But my wife, Emma, had been acting strange all morning, and when I saw her name on the screen, something cold settled in my stomach.
Transferred your father's money to my account. Starting fresh with someone who appreciates ambition. Emma.
She was supposed to be on a wellness retreat in Sedona. Instead, she'd drained our joint accounts. My name is Michael. I'm 43, a financial advisor in Denver. And this is how my father saved me from beyond the grave.
Thank you for listening. If this story resonated with you, leave a comment below and subscribe to this channel for more infidelity stories and cheating wife stories on YouTube.
6 months before that funeral, Dad called me to his shop on a Sunday morning. Our ritual for 20 years. The place smelled of motor oil and metal shavings, with classical music playing on his ancient radio. He'd been fighting pancreatic cancer for 2 months.
"Sit,"
he said, wiping grease off his hands with the red rag he'd used since I was 10.
"Got coffee?"
The coffee was terrible, as always, thick as motor oil, twice as bitter. I drank it anyway.
"Son, I need to tell you something about Emma."
I started to protest, but he held up one stained finger. That was another thing about Dad. One gesture could silence a room.
"She came here last week, asked about the shop's value, asked about my will, asked how much you'd inherit."
The coffee turned to acid in my stomach. Maybe she just
"Wanted to help? Plan for our future?"
Dad's laugh was dry.
"Michael, I've worked on engines for 40 years. You learn to hear when something's wrong. Your wife's engine is knocking."
He pulled out a ledger, same one he'd used to teach me accounting when I was 12. Inside was a photo of Emma leaving the shop, time-stamped from the previous Tuesday, during a time she'd said she was at a wellness workshop.
"Money isn't just paper,"
he said, tapping the ledger.
"It's stored time and sweat. Every dollar represents an hour I wasn't with you, wasn't with your mother before she passed. You protect that, you hear me?"
I heard him, but I didn't want to believe him. That night, Emma was different, warmer. She made my favorite dinner, opened expensive wine, wore the blue dress from our anniversary.
How's your dad?
She asked, refilling my glass. The same. Maybe worse.
I've been thinking.
She reached for my hand.
When the time comes, and I pray it's not soon, we should be smart about the inheritance. Maybe set up joint accounts, consolidated investments. We're partners, right?
Partners. That word again. We hadn't been partners in years. We'd been roommates who shared a mortgage. But suddenly, with Dad dying, we were partners. Emma, have you been to the shop? Something flickered in her eyes.
Why would I go there?
Just wondering. She squeezed my hand.
Michael, I know things have been distant between us, but your father's illness has made me realize what matters. We need to be a team, especially now.
That night, she initiated intimacy for the first time in months, and I knew my father was right. The next morning, I started planning. As a financial advisor, I'd seen every scheme. Spouses who drained accounts during crisis, partners who vanished with shared assets. The patterns were always the same: sudden interest in finances, increased affection, questions about inheritance. I met with an estate attorney from another firm. We created an LLC in Wyoming, a trust structure that would receive Dad's assets directly, completely legal, completely separate from marital property. Then I started the bait. Small deposits into our joint account, bonuses, tax refunds, dividends from old investments. By the time Dad's condition worsened, I'd accumulated exactly $12,000 in that account. Meanwhile, Emma escalated her performance. She started talking about feeling stuck in life.
We're standing still, Michael. Everyone else is growing, evolving. Don't you want more?
I heard fear in her voice, fear of being ordinary, of missing out. Someone else heard opportunity. The wellness retreats began. Sedona for chakra alignment, Asheville for emotional detox, each one more expensive than the last. I paid for them all, keeping receipts. She mentioned someone named Mark from her yoga class, a life coach who understood transitions and personal evolution. Red flag after red flag, and I documented every one. I hired a private investigator. For a week, nothing. Radio silence. I started doubting myself. Maybe grief was making me paranoid. Maybe I was destroying my marriage over phantom suspicions. Then the PI delivered. Mark wasn't from yoga. They'd met on a dating app 3 months before Dad's diagnosis. The retreats? She'd spent them in hotel rooms, planning their future with my inheritance. The PI had recordings. Emma telling Mark about at least $400,000 coming soon. Mark advising her to secure the funds before filing. Both of them laughing about the grieving husband who wouldn't see it coming. I sat in my car outside the PI's office, listening to my wife plan my financial destruction, and thought about my father's hands. Scarred from decades of honest work, each mark a story, each callus earned. That night, I went to see Dad. He was in hospice by then, barely conscious. But when I sat beside his bed, his eyes opened. "Did what you taught me," I whispered. "Protected it." His scarred hand found mine, squeezed once. He died 2 days later, knowing I'd listened. The morning of the funeral, Emma kissed my cheek.
I wish I could be there,
She said,
but this retreat is so important for my healing.
"I understand."
Your dad would understand too. He'd want me to grow.
My father would have wanted her gone, but I just nodded, watched her pack, noticed she took more than usual. Jewelry, documents, her grandmother's ring.
I love you.
She said at the door.
When I get back, we'll start fresh.
3 hours later, I was standing at my father's grave when the text arrived. The money gone. The mask finally dropped. I waited 3 days before responding. Let her sweat in Sedona, or wherever she actually was. When I finally answered her increasingly frantic calls, I kept my voice level.
Hello, Emma. Michael. Finally. We need to talk about arrangements.
The divorce papers? My lawyer has them ready. Silence.
You knew.
About Mark? About the planning? About everything? Yes.
I can explain.
No need. But you should know something. The money you took, it wasn't Dad's inheritance.
What?
His estate went directly into protected trusts. You stole my personal savings, $12,000 of my own money.
But you said...
I never said anything. You assumed.
This is fraud. You tricked me.
I protected myself. There's a difference. Check the account you share with Mark, the one where you moved our money. Long silence, then whispered,
It's empty.
"Life coaches," I said. "Looks like he coached you into a different kind of future. Just not the one you planned." The meeting with lawyers was surgical. Emma arrived in designer clothes, her attorney James Patterson looking confident. I came alone.
"Where's your counsel?"
Patterson asked. "Don't need one." "Everything's here." I placed the folder on the table. Patterson's expression changed as he read. The trust documents, the PI report, and at the bottom, our prenuptial agreement.
"Emma,"
Patterson said slowly.
"we need to confer privately."
No. Say it here.
He looked at me, then back at her.
8 years ago, at your insistence, you and your husband formalized finances. Michael provided full disclosure. You declined separate counsel. You signed with a notary present.
So?
The agreement includes a clause about asset misappropriation. Any attempt to transfer marital assets without mutual consent results in forfeiture of all marital property claims.
Emma's face went white.
I don't remember.
Additionally,
Patterson continued,
the funds you withdrew weren't inheritance. They were separate property. Under the agreement you signed, accessing them extinguishes your claim to marital assets.
Michael,
Emma turned to me.
please. Mark tricked me. He took everything. The money, my savings, a loan I took against my sister's house. $43,000 total.
I stood. The money you took wasn't my dad's. It was mine. Consider it a parting gift.
Please. I'll lose everything.
Dad taught me something, I said. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. You've been showing me for months. The divorce was finalized 4 months later. Emma got nothing except the $12,000 she'd stolen. I chose not to press charges. Dad had taught me to be strong, not cruel. But mercy has its own costs. Emma's family, who'd become mine over 8 years, vanished overnight. Her mother, who'd taught me her secret marinara recipe and called me her second son, wouldn't return my calls. Her father, who'd helped me rebuild my deck one summer, crossed the street when he saw me. Holidays became quiet affairs. The extended family I'd gained through marriage evaporated like morning dew. Emma moved back with her parents in Michigan, lost her sister's house, filed for bankruptcy. Last I heard, she was working retail and still posting about spiritual journeys to dwindling followers. Mark disappeared completely, probably running the same con in another city, finding another woman afraid of standing still. A year after the funeral, I went back to Dad's shop. The new owner had kept it mostly the same. The classical radio still played. The coffee was still terrible. I sat in the office where Dad had shown me the ledger, where he'd taught me to read people like engines. On the wall hung a photo of us from 20 years ago. Him in coveralls, me in my first suit, both of us grinning after I'd passed my financial advisor certification. Money is stored time and sweat, I said to the empty room. Recently, I met someone new. Sarah, a contract attorney who laughed when I mentioned keeping finances separate. She knows my story, knows why I verify before trusting. She has her own scars, her own lessons learned. Last Sunday, I took her to Dad's shop, introduced her to the new owner, showed her the office where I learned about engines and people. She understood why it mattered.
Your father sounds like he was wise,
She said. He was a mechanic, I replied. He knew how to spot problems before they destroyed the whole engine. Emma had been right about one thing. We had been standing still. But not in the way she meant. We'd been frozen in a marriage that died long before she ever met Mark. Dad saw it. I refused to. His inheritance wasn't just money. It was the knowledge that someone who claims to love you while planning your destruction isn't confused or lost. They're just showing you exactly who they are. And when they do, believe them the first time. Thank you for listening. Like the video and subscribe for more infidelity stories, cheating wife stories, and inspirational stories about finding the strength to start over.